souls to my channel, The Pathless Woods. I am incredibly grateful to have you here today, and as you may have guessed, we're going to be talking about 9 signs that you are going through an awakening, more in depth, a spiritual awakening, if you will. And I would like to preface this video by saying that I am clearly outdoors in Mother Nature, so there is of course going to be a bit of background noise. But let's go ahead and dive right into the reason that you're here. I do have notes on my iPad, so you're gonna see me looking down because I don't wanna miss any of these points for you, okay? So the first sign that you're awakening is you're starting to ask why. You're becoming a why person. You're no longer taking things at face value and you're beginning to do your own research. Now, you're unlearning and relearning everything that you've ever been taught. Whether that be in past lives or in this one, you're no longer ignorant to the tricks and traps of the world. The veil has been lifted and you understand that magic is real. Not only that it's real, but that it's being used against you every day, whether you're aware of it or not. For example, the best magicians, when performing a trick or an act, they get you to look left when you should be looking right, and that's called sleight of hand. This is how society has tricked us, or because society understands the power of magic, they use it against us. They use psychology to their advantage and have us looking in this hand when we should be looking at this one. And for those of you who are looking here, you're relearning and most importantly, reprogramming yourself from the lies that you've been taught. You recognize, you realize as your third eye is opening that the popular opinion usually isn't the right opinion. You know that just because a truth isn't believed by the masses doesn't make it any less of a truth. What's made fun of in mainstream movies and media is oftentimes the very things that deserve a deeper look, or they hold powerful knowledge as they are trying to negate you from the truths of the world. Remember, knowledge is power, so don't just take everything you're told at face value. So that is sign number 1. You're becoming a why person, doing your own research. Sign number 2 that you're awakening. You've left social media behind, or you're seriously considering doing so. You realize that the cost versus the benefit does not weigh in your favor. The scales are unbalanced. Whether you're on there for fun, attention, or as an entrepreneur, it really is irrelevant, okay? You may find that you're no longer interested in shucking and jiving for likes or making cool TikTok dances just to feel that attention. You no longer are doing things for the comments, the heart eye emojis, and the potential new 1 client or 2. Speaking of, if you haven't already watched my first video, I will link it above, and it's a great precursor to this one. It's called Why I Broke Up with Social Media, Why I Left Social Media Behind, even as a small business. And no, you do not have to be a small business or entrepreneur to find gems in that video. It is for everyone. So go ahead, I'll link that above as well as down in the description box below. Be sure to check that out as well. So back to the leaving social media behind. You also realize that by being on social media, you're opening up your private life to the public eye. And the internet can invite in a lot of negative energies, or evil eye, as some of us refer to it as. The people who don't necessarily wish you well or want to see you thrive and succeed, okay? Maybe there's jealousy or envy, and when they see you living your quote-unquote best life, they project their own negative energy onto you, okay? And just because it's on the internet doesn't mean that energy is not received. So some people, they'll show their true colors because maybe they never click like when they see you on your weight loss or your fitness journey or starting a new business, but they'll click the like button if you have a woman by your side or a man by your side, and maybe it's because they want that person that you're with. Or you may notice that you rock a certain style or do a certain dance or a yoga session on your social media platform, and it crickets. You don't get any likes, but the next day you see someone copycatting your exact style. That is what the internet can do. And while being inspiring is a beautiful thing, when you're just depleting your energy to those who are not going to give, who aren't using reciprocity, then you see where the problem can lie there. Now, you understand that the most expensive gems in this world, the most expensive gems and natural resources on earth, are synonymous with exclusivity and rarity. You realize that that is you. You're rare, you're exclusive, and you are worthy. By removing your energy from social platforms, you're instantly creating less access to your high vibrational energy. This may seem like a bad thing if you're a business, but on the contrary, you're showing that not everyone deserves access to your good energy. Without what? Without paying the price of admission. Now, I acknowledge that this may sound harsh or counterintuitive to some, and no, I don't think every relationship should come with a price tag attached. However, if you are in fact a business with a website and an email, I promise you don't need to spend hours answering dead-end DMs and scrolling through soulless emoji responses to your IG stories in order to be successful. Once again, if this is resonating, please do check out my other video about why I broke up with social media, even as a small business. Down in the description box. Once again, I will link it above. All right, sign number 3 that you are awakening. You're losing friends and you're overwhelmingly misunderstood by most people. Remember that light pushes away the darkness. One more time for those in the back of class. Your light pushes away darkness. You're no longer interested in the same spaces, faces, and places that you once were. You're finding immense comfort in solitude, in your own company, my beautiful souls. Now, this is not to be confused with never feeling lonely. It's not that you don't feel lonely at times. It's just that you can feel even more lonely in the presence of those who aren't vibrating at your higher frequency. Those invites to crowded bars and parties don't sound as enticing. You may even notice that you can no longer fake the funk of surface level conversations regarding sports, gossip, celebrity drama, and mainstream media propaganda. The veil, once again, has lifted, and you see through much of society's matrix-style construct. Sometimes it'll be your own family members, friends, your husband, your wife, your mate. Not everyone can go with you if they're still vibrating on the 3rd dimension, the 3D. If you'd like me to break this down, go ahead and comment below, let your voice be heard. I can break down the 3 dimension versus the 5th dimension and why it matters when it comes to your vibration and the relationships that you hold, okay? Also, if this is resonating, please give me a big thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, potentially share it with someone else who may be going through this similar situation as you. It truly helps with the algorithm. It allows this video to be shown to more beautiful souls like yourself who may be needing these messages, okay? So that brings me to sign number 4. You realize that you are not your vessel. Okay? You are not this body, this temporary meat sack, if you will. Aham Brahmasmi in Sanskrit means to unite with higher self, which is the ultimate goal if you're familiar with or you practice yoga. And yoga has 8 sutras, so it's not just a physical practice. It's the meditation, it's ahimsa, but that's a whole nother video for a separate day. I am not my body. I am the spirit that exists within. Listening confidently to the intuitive voice that speaks to you and guides you on this earthly realm. This realization can come in many forms. For some, it can be caring less about makeup, shoes, or high-end clothes, or having the latest iPhone. For others, it may be giving a big middle finger to societal beauty standards. No longer equating your self-worth with irrational, Eurocentric beauty standards. Whether that's putting down the straightener and embracing you're natural. For my fellow melanated queens, all of my queens are welcome, but that message was specifically for you. For some, it's no longer feeling like you have to put that full face of makeup on in order to look in the mirror and see your beauty. You were created and designed beautifully as you are, okay? And while you still have divine respect for your body and want to nurture it with good nutrition and exercise, you begin to realize that it is just a vehicle for this human experience. This awakening allows you to begin to stop looking for validation outside of yourself and understanding that everything you're looking for already exists inside of you. You no longer need others to validate your existence. Sign number 5, you're going through an awakening. You're spending more time in nature, okay? In nature and all of its lovely distractions in a big city. We are electromagnetic beings, and you understand that. Whether you understand the science behind wanting to be in nature or not, I will go ahead and break that down for you. We are electromagnetic beings. The electricity coming from the sun, the magnetic field coming from the earth. So you've heard people say, take off your shoes and ground your feet. That's you charging up from the soles of your feet, okay? Getting that electromagnetic field, getting the electricity from the sun to run down from your crown chakra, and the magnetism of the earth, the force field of the earth running up through the feet, okay? Because the earth is electric and magnetic, you may be eating more electric foods, plant foods from the sun. Maybe you're eating more of a vegan diet or an alkaline diet. You understand ahimsa, which is causing the least amount of harm, whether that be through recycling or not littering, or understanding that animals are not purely for our consumption. They're really not for our consumption at all. And this brings me to number 6. Animals, babies, and children naturally gravitate to you and your high vibrational energy. And this is just simply because real recognize real, okay? They can sense your high vibration. They sense that you're living in alignment with nature, not against her. This is once again because you're not eating the harm and pain of animals. And for some of you, this may be a hard one to swallow. We love our dogs, we love our cats, but you love bacon or you love meat. But these animals a lot of times are in pain. Not a lot of times, they're in pain. They don't want to die. And when they're dying in fear, then you're taking that and consuming it, and that energy lives on. If you understand physics, you know energy cannot be destroyed, only transferred or mutated. And so you're eating that death, that pain, that fear. So when you begin to vibrate once again in alignment with nature, you're going to be attracting those animals, those babies, because they see your vibration. Especially young children, they've yet to be programmed by society. Now be careful, because this high vibration can also attract some lost souls who are looking to come around and charge up off of your beautiful energy, which is why getting off of social media is a great start, okay? Number 7, your spirit guides, your angels, and your ancestors, whether in the physical realm or the astral, they're sending you messages, okay? Whether it be through symbols, music, or numerology. Maybe you're seeing those repeat numbers on the clock, 333, 444. Maybe you're seeing them on your receipts at the store. No such thing as coincidence. They are trying to speak to you. So when you're noticing these repeat numbers, maybe take a moment just to notice how your energy is. Are you upset? Are you happy? Are you sad? Who is in your general surroundings? Because there is a message in it for you. The more that you receive the messages and thank your spirit guides, God, your ancestors, the more they're going to feel open to talk to you. And so maybe you even say aloud, ancestors, I am open and ready to receive your messages. If you're fearful of this, please say, please do this in a way that's not going to scare the bejeebers out of me, okay? And just remember that there is no such thing as coincidence. If you're recognizing these synchronicities, these symbols, and these repeat numbers, there is a message in it for you. Sign number 8, that you're going through a spiritual awakening. I just said 8 with 9 fingers up, okay? Number 8, that you're going through a spiritual awakening. Something simply feels off, okay? You don't fit into society's standard one-size-fits-all box. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you know that this social construct can't possibly be it. Go to school, get a job, pay taxes, pay student loans, get married, get a mortgage, have kids, pay more taxes, and possibly more student loans, retire, hopefully with enough money to live off of until your death. Then begin to travel, and then begin to live the best parts of your life in your 60s and your 70s, if you're even blessed with that many years on this planet. Make it make sense. Why would we want to work the best years of our lives for someone we may never even meet, all in good faith that we can manage to save enough and that will be in good enough health to be physically and mentally mobile, as well as financially stable? Back to that magic talk from earlier. Words cast spells, that's why they call it spelling. Language is powerful, and they know this, so they use it to cast spells on us in plain sight. This ensures that the majority of us will consider absurdities as normal behavior. For example, the word mortgage itself breaks down to mort, which in French means death, and gauge in English, you know what gauge means. So it literally translates to gauge death. So we buy a home and we're given this loan and we think we own it, but really the bank owns it. And if at any time we don't pay taxes or we run out of money, they can come and seize our assets or the home that we supposedly own. If you don't pay your property taxes, they can seize it. But a mortgage is to literally gauge your death. How many years over your lifespan it's going to take you to pay off this mass debt? Make it make sense. To pay for something until you die. We pay to be born with hospital fees, wild hospital fees. Do you know that they actually charge mothers in the hospital to hold their babies after it's born? Yeah, it's a real thing. Look it up. We pay to be born, we pay to live, food, water, shelter, taxes, and then they even have the audacity to get us one more time on the way out through having to pay to be buried or cremated. And don't say, well, if you have life insurance, because insurance in all forms is an entirely different scam for an entirely different video. Which brings me to my last and final sign, the 9th sign that you're going through an awakening. You watched this video and you're still here. Something prompted you to click this video, whether it be the thumbnail, the title, the feeling of needing to belong or to find your soul tribe. I don't believe in coincidence. So if you made it this far, trust that you are not alone on your spiritual journey. There are many out there like you, waiting to connect with other like-minded individuals. We go by many names: star seeds, chosen ones, indigo children, clairvoyants, energy workers, clairaudience. And however, the less positive or low vibrational beings may call us weird, crazy, conspiracy theorists, lone wolves, or just simply outcasts. I prefer spiritual warriors. You're not crazy, you're just awakening. No one said it would be easy, but that's why we were sent here. We signed a soul contract before we came down to this earthly realm to help to awaken the masses. We all have gifts, and some of us, we just remember sooner who we are. We're here to find our purpose, to connect with our soul tribe, and to help raise the vibration of the planet. Spiritual warriors, we're only scratching the surface here. I could get a lot deeper, but as I've learned, the truth is often stranger than fiction, and you attract more flies with honey. So for now, I'll ease you into this the best way that I know how. If you made it this far into the video, please do give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this. And once again, share it with someone who may be going through this. Not only does it help with the algorithm, but once again, it allows more spiritual warriors like yourself to find solace along their soul's journey. Please do share this with them. You never know who may be needing to hear it. And who knows, you may even find more of your soul tribe down in the comments below. So until next time, I am sending you divine guidance, protection, and pure light, my beautiful souls.